Hi, Elite Martial Arts students. It's February 10th. I hope everyone's going to have a great day today. Today's class is going to be on the fundamentals of using a kata for self-defense, using the tactics that you learn in kata for self-defense, a real-life situation. All right. I sent you a workout to do prior to this, so please do that. And then once you've done that, then we'll use this as basically a cool down for your karate class. Okay, so feet together, hands to the side, us. All right, so we're gonna work on the first couple of moves of Heian nidan. Now, in the kata, the starting of the kata, you're gonna see the first move, right? We're going into a back stance. You're stepping towards them, but you go into a back stance, you set your hands up, and we block. 1. And then we come underneath. 2, and we follow. This hand goes on the shoulder, and then we follow through. 3, right? Driving hard, pop. Okay, now, if I'm in a self-defense situation, I'm probably not gonna do all that traditional stances and things like that. But it gives me the basics and the fundamentals. Now let's use our imagination. Let's say I'm standing here like this, and all of a sudden, someone walks up and puts their hand on me here to here. Usually, when someone does that, if they're not identifying, say, hey, Guy, you know what I mean, long time no see or something like that, right? Most likely, I have to look at this as being someone maybe who is being aggressive. So the first thing I do is look. Now, if they put their hand on me, I'm gonna step towards them, but I'm not gonna take a big step towards them. I'm just gonna take a little step, like the back stance. I'm just gonna take a little step like this, pop. And my hand comes up, and I'm gonna try to knock that hand away, or at least keep it to the outside here. Now, usually when someone puts their hand like this, they're coming with a punch. So I'm gonna knock that hand away. I'm prepared for that punch coming here. So this hand comes up and blocks here. So now I block that punch that's coming here. His hand is on this side. His other hand on this side. Now I have the center line. So I attack quickly from here. This hand pops underneath, hits him in the ribs, and then I'm gonna come with the hammer fist. Whack, and strike. Pop. Right? And then back up. Create the distance so I can get away. Okay, let's see it again. Watch. Visualize. Someone puts their hand on you, you identify. You see that they're aggressive, whack. You come aggressively and you block hard. You move his hand out of the way. He's punching, I block. Now I counter. Under and then strike. Right? Don't pull it back to your belt, whack. Maybe bring it back to your chin. And then come right back to a self-defense position, and then assess the situation so you can get away. Again, when I'm doing it, I also practice on this side. Same idea, right? Because I can't always say, hey, attack me from this side. So they're gonna come on this side. So I look, I identify. My hand quickly, whack, is gonna knock them off my hand, off my shoulder. And then if that punch is coming, whack, there's my block. And then I'm gonna come underneath, and then I'm gonna strike, whack. So I hit him hard with the hammer part of my fist, right here. Again, punching to the face, it might break your knuckles. So that's why if you use the hammer part, there's a better chance. Punching to the body, your knuckles will hurt their ribs. A lot more than their ribs are gonna hurt your knuckles. Okay? So I want you to practice that a whole bunch of times. And practice really being sharp on this. You look, boom. This is very important. If I stop like this, as you see, this hand did not get knocked off me. So most likely, they can still use that arm on me or punch me or whatever. But if my hand comes, whoo, and it comes right past my head, right here. Now I got it off me. And then from here, right, if that punch is coming, whack. I block, and then I'm gonna come underneath, whack. And then I'm gonna come on top, whack. And then I'm gonna come back to my self-defense fighting stance position. Okay? Practice that a whole bunch of times, one part at a time, breaking it down, because it's very important. Because you don't want to get grabbed and then get hit, right? So this is why it's so important. And again, the precision that you do in karate classes with kata is going to be beneficial at this moment in time. All right, feet together, us. And again, when you practice, please break it up, practice strong, right? Practice fast. Every part of it is very important. Okay, now what happens if the person is punching? So if they're punching, I'm gonna have to identify that. And this kata comes in really handy with that, right? So if he's coming, or if she's coming, I apologize, and if they're coming with a punch like that, you see it? Boom, right? So if I identify that punch that's coming from over there, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna step in, boom, right? There's that block, there's that hand, like the starting of the kata, right? And I'm gonna hit my forearm, and I'm gonna strike their forearm, right? So when that punch is here, again, I'm stepping forward, so I'm stepping in, boom, here like this. Now, I know that hand is gonna come, but he's gonna be shocked, right? Because he's coming like this aggressively, and they're throwing that punch. I come here, boom. I'm not gonna hesitate. The hand that's here, whack, is gonna strike to the solar plexus, and then I'm gonna strike, whack. Now this strike here can go to the temple, can go to the jaw, or it can also go to the side of the neck, right? All those areas here are gonna hurt them, right? And I'm hitting with the hammer fist, so it actually doesn't hurt me, okay? So let's visualize it. That person stepping in like this, or I'll do it on this side, watch. They're coming in like that with that punch. I see it, so I'm gonna come to that angle, not there, here, right? Whack, to stop that. There's my block. This hand is ready, and most people expect to get hit in the face. So we go to the body first, hard, boom. They do this, and then the hand that was here is gonna strike. Now look at my feet aren't stuck in cement, boom. I can slide it, I can move, right? Depending on what's happening in the scenario. Because your feet just don't sit there, right? You gotta adjust everything that's happening at that moment in time. Boom, I get back out again. I see that the thread is over. Boom, I'm gone. I get out as fast as I can. What I do on one side, of course, I always have to practice on this side. Not everyone's gonna be a right-handed person. So when that punch is coming over here like this, I'm in this position, boom, there's my block, nice and solid. There's the strike, whack, right towards you, and then there's my hand, boom. There's the strike, or it can be down, wherever it's gonna be, and then I'm right back to my fighting stance. Because that's what it is. In kata, stable position, 1, 2, 3. Absolutely, right? Because your base is your legs, right? Your base is your feet, your toes, gripping, learning to really magnify the power used from your feet, going through your legs, transferring through the hips, and then into the hands. But in a self-defense situation, you might have to adjust, and then you might have to move, right? But you still want good balance and good stability. And that's where the traditional karate comes in. All right? So I want you to practice that. Again, visualize it. If you have something to work with, fantastic. If not, just visualize. I'm trying to really get you to see it. Right? That person's coming in here. They're doing that big punch. I see it coming, forearm to forearm. Whack! And then we go strike underneath. Pop, pop. And then I'm right back out again. You want to practice each move sharp and stop in between so you know exactly where you are, so it doesn't look like mush. But then in time, I want you to speed it up with minimal breaks in between each part of it, like the block, the strike, and the strike. Okay? Practice both sides, enjoy, have fun, and again, if you have a chance, please send me the video. I want to see it. All right? Thank you. Wuss. Of doing it, right? Compared to the first time with the grab, and now we stepped off to the side off the punch, right? And then we attacked. Now, I want you to think, if that person is throwing a wild punch, if I step forward, right? When people pick on people they think they can take, right? Or they think they can beat up. So most people, if I'm standing in this position, like very passive, most people back off. So when someone's swinging, they back off, and then the person swings and swings and swings, and it's sort of like a big kind of motion, right? And once they start that, it's hard to actually do something against that, right? And if I keep moving back, maybe I hit a wall or whatever it is, and I run out of space. So sometimes the best option is not to back off. It's to go forward, right? So, and I don't even have to think about blocking. All I gotta do is step in. Because when they're stepping in, now you've entered their personal space. It's like, what the, right? But I'm not gonna do it with my hands down. So in this kata, we learn, boom, like that. right? So when that person's stepping in, throwing that punch like this, I'm gonna step in like this. So when I do this, this is blocking there, and I'm covering up, and I'm like dropping my chin, lifting my shoulders. I know it's different than kata, traditional kata. Everything, back's engaged, everything, head is up, right? It all has its purpose for the way your body works. But this here, I don't want my chin sticking out, because a little tag and you're gonna be dropped to the floor. So when I'm here like this and I step in, it's because I'm closing the gap on them quick. Now we're in tight. Now that we're in tight, my hands, right, don't forget, their hands are probably like this, right, getting stopped here, and they're here. So my hands are inside here. Now I'm gonna come underneath, watch. And I'm gonna come with the uppercut, pop, because I'm close, boom. His head snaps back, then I can strike, pop. And then look it, I can hit again, bam, underneath, right, into the midsection. I like hitting to the midsection because if I can stop them from breathing, it's fantastic. Like if they have a hard time breathing for a couple of seconds, it gives me a lot of time that I can actually escape without them chasing me, right? So I'm here like this, that person steps in, I'm gonna step in, boom, right? Now I'm gonna uppercut him because he's right here, pop. His head snaps back. Now from here, whack, I go for a side strike. Back here, boom, under the jaw or the neck. Preferably the neck because then he's gonna get all loopy in the legs, right? And then if he's still there, boom, I like to hit him in the body. Pop, make him lose his wind, boom. I assess the situation, I get out of there as fast as I can. Then when I'm on this side, it's the same idea. The punch is coming from that side. He's coming like this, I'm gonna just step in like that, boom. This forearm is solid, blocking, this is up, blocking. From here, uppercut, whack, comes underneath, pop, pop his head, boom. Head pops back, boom, I strike with the hammer. Again, moving forward, and then I can strike underneath, whack. And then again, back to my fighting stance, and then I step back, and I leave the situation as fast as I can. Right, very important. So you'll see those couple of traditional moves that you learn at the start of the kata, you're like, when am I ever gonna use that? Well, I'm hoping this enlightens you and you actually get a chance to really visualize it. And there is a purpose for this traditional kata. It's about where your hands go. It's about the discipline of doing it. It's about timing. It's about focus. It's about exploding, right? Because you're never really gonna get to practice with someone at full speed, at full power, because, well, no one's gonna wanna do it because everyone would be hurt. But when you're punching, right, and you're punching, you aim for that area, ooh, that's gonna be sore, whack, right, into the throat. And you shoot the, right, you have to have focal points. And if you have that, then, and you take that into your self-defense techniques, then you know that at least when you are gonna have to defend yourself, when you strike, right, you're gonna have to only strike a couple of times because most likely you're gonna hit areas that are gonna hurt them and you can get safety. And then you can take that self-defense training with kata training and take it to your point fighting kind of idea. Because again, if you hit someone in the arm, you don't get a, well, you shouldn't get a point, right? If you hit them in the back, there's no point. So you really have to look where you're gonna strike and actually strike that area, right? And score. So again, precision is important. Where do you learn that? You learn it in kata, okay? So anyways, I hope you enjoyed it. Practice what I just taught you. Don't forget to practice what I sent you via email, okay? I hope you enjoy it. Anyways, I'll talk to you guys soon. Have a beautiful day. Hush.